Hey guys, Boss here, and in today's video, we're going to be playing some ladder using Graveyard. So I got requested to do a Graveyard video quite a few times in the comments for the past couple weeks actually. I got a few people in the comments saying, when are you going to be doing a Graveyard video? It's been a while, or I really want to see a Graveyard video. And what we're going to be using is what's currently the best Graveyard deck in the meta. So as you can see, it's Splash Yard, except instead of having the poison, you're going to have the fireball. Why do you have the fireball instead of the poison? Because in this meta, as you guys know, there's so much Mother Witch, and if you're using poison instead of the fireball, you're going to have a really hard time beating like RG Mother Witch, or really just any deck that has Mother Witch in it. Fireball is also going to be better against, Royal Hogs. There's a lot of people using Recruits Royal Hogs. It's also going to be better against like Lava Hound and stuff like that, and almost every single deck in this meta is better with fireball instead of poison. Like, I mean, fireball is just everywhere right now because it's a fireball bait meta. I saw a few people in the top 100 using this deck, and I figured, it would be a good deck to make a video on because I haven't done a Graveyard deck in a while. And as you guys know, Mother Witch is not getting nerfed. If you saw the balances, Mother Witch is not getting nerfed. Balances were actually, you guys saw update information balances live today. So fireball gonna be needed even in the next season because Mother Witch is still not getting nerfed. So if you guys want to support me, use my creator code BOSS, any Super Soul game. We're currently at about 7,500 right now. We're going to try to push up even more, and I was going to say I'll see you guys when I found the first game, but here we are. It took like 2 seconds. So first game already. With this deck, you don't really want to be making the first play. It's a pretty passive deck. You just want for zap, so I'm fine going Barbell. Gonna have Mega Minion. So, I mean, it could be a lava deck here because we see the zap and the Mega Minion, but it could be something else. We'll just have to see. Bomber is going to come down. I'm actually going to go ahead and fireball that, and that's just because, it's the best thing to do in this cycle. It's actually going to have a Golem. So, Golem isn't too bad of a matchup, but you do have to play it well because you don't have the poison. So you're not going to have as good of an answer against the Night Witch, but you're still going to have relatively good defense against the Golem pushes, obviously. So we're going to go Ice Wizard like this. He's actually going to go for a mini P.E.K.K.A. into the opposite lane. So what we're going to need to try to do here is activate the King Tower, but we might not even need to because the Brawler's coming in clutch there. So he actually, in my opinion, just wasted a mini P.E.K.K.A. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Graveyard here. I have Tornado ready if he's going to play something like a Skarmy. There it is. So we're going to Tornado that to kill it right away. And if you look at that, he's super low on Elixir. And just like that one Graveyard push, we took his tower. And that is exactly what Graveyard does best. You saw all the cards I had down counter pushing with that Graveyard. You saw there was an Ice Wizard, there's a Baby Dragon. He was also low on Elixir. And we had that Tornado ready to play whatever he decided to defend the Graveyard. I was going to Tornado it in even if it wasn't a Skarmy, but just the fact that it was a Skarmy gave us so much more value. And you can see Golem, I mean, I actually thought it was a little trickier, but I mean, it's even easier than I thought. I'm perfectly fine waiting a little bit here because even though I know I'm probably up like a couple Elixir, I'm fine being patient. Now, it looks like to me that he probably quit the game. So if that's the case, we'll just go ahead and 3-crown him. But I wanted to see if he was maybe trying to like, wait for us to make a play, but it looks like at this point he just completely gave up, and I don't blame him because it is over at this point. So you see here, really nice win against Golem. By the way, Golem is getting a nerf in the next balance change. Can you believe that? Golem is getting nerfed. I don't know how I feel about that. I think Golem wasn't that strong. I think a better solution would have been like maybe buffing the Giant to give like another alternative kind of beatdown type style deck. I don't know if nerfing Golem was the answer, but you guys can give your thoughts on that. Anyway, we do make it to 7,500. Let's go ahead and search for our next game, which I found this game too pretty quickly. So here we go. We're versus Nico. So let's see here. I don't know if this guy's gonna do anything or not. We're gonna wait. I'm fine waiting. Sometimes I'm even fine waiting all the way until double Elixir. Looks like he is just going to go for a Firecracker, though. So let's get our King Tower activated. That will activate the King Tower. With him having Firecracker, I really hope that it is Hog, because Hog is a very, very easy matchup. And it is going to be Hog. And yeah, Hog is... You have a hard counter against pretty much every Hog deck, especially if they are using Hog EQ. because even though they have EQ for the cage, you have Tornado, cage, so many answers for the hog, and generally they're not going to have a lot of answers for your graveyard. Now, in this case here, he's going to have Bomber, Zappies, and RG. Hello? So I actually, to tell you the truth, don't even know what kind of a hog deck this is. It's hog RG. So, like, in this case, I don't even know what the matchup is. I still think it's probably not that bad, because we already know we got Fireball for the Zappies, and we still have Tornado for the hog. So, I'm still liking the matchup anyway, even though it's a completely different deck than what I anticipated it would be. The question is, what is his spell? You know, like, his spell could give us a little bit of trouble depending on what it is, but I'm not entirely sure. I may go in for a graveyard here, maybe not though, just because I think it would be a little too aggressive early on before I know his whole deck, and also just because graveyard is the type of deck where you want to be fairly passive in single elixir. I don't like being overly aggressive until double, unless, you know, there's some situations where obviously you want to be, but overall it's not the correct play. Here I'm you know, I was considering it, but again, I'm still going to take it slow, and I'm going to just Tornado this hog, because I want to save my cage for the RG. Now we're in double elixir, which means we definitely can afford to be a little bit more aggressive. In fact, I'm going to Fireball this. I was considering going for Graveyard plus Fireball, but because I have to commit a Fireball too, I think that would be a little too aggressive, but I think we'll go for a Barbell like this here. Going to cage. And then we are going to have to Tornado because he actually ended up going in for a Fisherman, and I didn't want that RG to get too much damage. So you see kind of like a slow game here. We're playing this passively, but that's exactly what you want to do because you cannot be overly aggressive. Hog does get one hit, though, which I think I'm fine with. We are going to go for a Graveyard here. He's not going to block the bridge. Amazing Fireball value, actually. He's probably going to go for a Delivery here on top of this Graveyard. No, he's going to log first and then go for the Delivery. But you see here, we're slowly but surely getting some nice chip damage on his tower from the graveyard. And we should be able to just continue to... let's just go for a Tornado here. Nice pool on top of that hog. And then I was thinking of going in for a graveyard, but I decided not to. And look at that. We get the baby dragon on top of the tower. That's even better, honestly, because the graveyard, you know, we probably would have gotten some damage, but that damage right there was guaranteed, and we didn't even have to spend any extra elixir to do that. And this is just looking like pretty much game at this point, because as I said, I'm just pretty sure when we get into triple elixir, it's going to be even easier for us to overwhelm him. And this graveyard right here is going to be a huge problem for him. Fireball 2 on top of the Zappies, and towers should be going into triple digits here. Yeah, this is looking just pretty much like game. We just have to make sure we play calm. Once again, I'm going to go for a Tornado onto the hog. It does get a connection, so we got to watch out a little bit there. It probably wasn't the best Tornado placement, or I should have ensured that the Fisherman wasn't going to, you know, do that, but I guess that's all right. We'll just go like this. We'll go for a Bar Barrel here, and as long as we Tornado this back, we should be okay. Yeah, and I'm thinking about whether I want to go in. Now, let's just Fireball this. I don't think we should Graveyard unless we really have to. He actually lets us take the tower. He wasn't paying attention to the Brawler, so that's GG. I would say that was a pretty solid matchup for us because he just didn't have many answers to the graveyard at all, and we had super good defense for what he had as well. So 2 nice wins there. Let's go ahead and search for the next match. Okay, here we go. We found our next game here versus this Japanese player. Kind of a random question. Are you guys good at telling the difference between Japanese, Chinese, and Korean characters? I'm pretty good at it. Whenever I see it, I'm always like, okay, that's definitely Japanese, or oh, that's Chinese, or oh, that's Korean. But I feel like a lot of people aren't good at that. Let me know if you guys are, because I'm like 90% sure that's Japanese. You can tell by the second half of the name. The first part of it, the first part of it, I will say, looks Chinese, but then the second part of it's definitely Japanese. I almost wonder if the first part is Chinese and the second part's Japanese. That would be interesting. Anyway, a little off topic there. Looks like this guy's going to be using E-Giant. So, very, very aggressive E-Giant. I don't at all know how I feel about that play. I think we can stop that pretty easily. However, if he does get a good Lightning here, it could get problematic. But again, he's not going to have that Elixir in single Elixir to Lightning. We got a Graveyard here because he's going to try to activate the King Tower off of the Brawler if I don't. So we need to do that to apply pressure. you cannot let them tornado the brawler to their king tower, because if they get that king activated, it's a much easier matchup for them than you'd like it to be. Whereas if they don't get it activated, it's going to obviously be much harder for them. This overall, I would, say is not that, it's not, it really isn't that horrible of a matchup. I probably should have bar barreled there, but I was actually kind of taking my chances to hope that maybe it wouldn't have gotten any damage. I guess that's all right though. We're just gonna bar barrel that, and what I may do is, now I don't think we can activate the king tower just because I'd have to leak so much elixir, and I don't think it would be worth it. So instead, we're just going to cycle a knight, which I think is okay. We'll go baby dragon as well, and then if he lightnings, I'm just gonna block with a cage. I highly doubt. Oh, he is gonna lightning, so we're gonna go for a cage. That was a very, very aggressive lightning, so I think we're for sure gonna go for a graveyard here. And yeah, that's good because he's going to have to spend quite a lot of elixir to defend it. And then if he does end up going in for an Electro Giant, I'm pretty confident we can cycle back to another cage without too much trouble. He's actually going to go ahead and play it in the back, so kind of setting up for a push there. So what we can do is we can actually set up our cage, kind of play it as far away as we can so we don't give him that lightning value, and then go like this here, making sure we're spacing everything out. If I go in for an Ice Wizard, we're going to have to make sure that we play it like over here, but he already lightninged anyway, so it doesn't matter. But just essentially make sure you space out your defense. Go like this here, and Dark Prince is going to splash, so it was actually a pretty good tornado on his end, but we do get another cage down, and if you look at that, we're just kind of like building a wall. Really, really difficult for the Electro Giant to break through. We're going to send in a graveyard here just because I feel like that was pretty aggressive, and we have a nice counter push coming in. He's going to have to spend a lot of elixir, so I think it's overall an okay play. It's a little risky, especially if he's able to get a Electro Giant down in front of this. But if you look at this Fireball, we can actually kind of just clean everything up here. And he's surprisingly going to go for a Lightning. I don't know if that was a good play because he had to spend a lot of elixir. We're going to see if he blocks the bridge here. It looks like he doesn't, so I'm actually going to send in another graveyard. And then we're even going to bar barrel as well just to see if we can... actually, let's Fireball this because that's going to kill the bar barrel, the baby dragon, as well as the Ice Wizard. He's forced to go for a tornado, spends so much elixir, and just like that, he's not going to have the elixir he needs to go for an Electro Giant in front, so we can actually go for a knight like this. We can go for a baby dragon like that. And yeah, this is looking pretty good for us. However, it's still a relatively close game. I'm going to go ahead and send in a bar barrel and then a graveyard because baby dragons are just going to cancel out the bridge, and then I'm going to go for an Ice Wizard to kind of help take out the baby dragon. We may, yeah, let's go ahead and Fireball here. We're in triple elixir now. We can afford to be pretty aggressive. Baby Dragon splashes on 2, and that is going to be game. So another really, really nice win. I think not too bad of a matchup. And you guys are seeing now, even though we're not against Mother Witch decks, you guys are just seeing the power of the Fireball. It's getting a lot of value in like all these matchups where the poison wouldn't get, nearly as much value. Because what would the poison do? It would just take out it would really just help take out the Ice Wizard a little quicker. That's really all it would do. By the way, Ice Wizard it's going to be another reason to use Fireball is Ice Wizard's actually going to die to Fireball in the next balances. I don't know if you guys saw that too. So lots of big balance changes happening that are going to shake up the meta for sure. I think Ice Wizard will still be used, but we might see it in Fireball bait decks now. So anyway, 1 game away from 7,600. Let's see if we can continue this win streak. We're on 3-game win streak right now. Not bad at all. Okay, here we go. A Fenrix game here versus Smiles. So, guess we can wait, kind of see if this guy wants to do anything. We do have the cage, so I am willing to play that after, maybe 30 seconds or so. But, alright, here we go. So we'll just do what he did as well. Could be a mirror match. He could also have Electro Giant like we just played against. We'll have to see. And you're gonna... Alright, here we go. So reverse recruits Hogs, I guess. And now, this is a matchup that's much easier when you have the Fireball. If you had the Poison, this would be obviously much harder. It's gonna, I don't know how I feel about that Fireball. I'm actually gonna Graveyard here. Because that, I just, guys, I don't like that Fireball he played. I just really don't think that was the play. We're gonna get a decent amount of damage, but I have to say that, Electro Spirit he played was very, very good. I will get the King activated here. We're fine taking a little bit of damage. I think overall that King activation in the long run is going to help us. I think it's worth it that we took that damage. I didn't want to fireball it because we would have still taken a tiny bit of damage. So we would have spent one more elixir, and then, of course, we wouldn't have gotten that king activated. That king activation, I might end up regretting if this game we lose, like, by a tiny, tiny bit, and all that damage we took early on is why we lost. But I think overall in these types of matchups with all the ground cards he has, it's so much better that we just get that king activation early on. I think that's really, like, essential, even if it means we took a little bit more damage than we probably would have liked. Because I think in this type of matchup, it's just going to get easier as it goes on in double and triple elixir, but we'll have to see. I'm going to go for a fireball here. We're going to have to go for a knight on this lane because the baby dragon's going to take care of the opposite side, obviously. So we're not going to graveyard with this just because it would be obviously an overcommitment. I mean, we only have a baby dragon at like 2/3 of its health. He has an electric spirit and cycle, and we overall want to be going in for graveyards that have like a lot of support and not just a single baby dragon. Ideally, we want to be able to like bar barrel too, all that good stuff. So I'm going to save elixir by just going bar barrel instead of fireballing. Yeah, we're going to take damage, but now look at this graveyard. This is exactly what we're looking for. We're going to go for a fireball on top of this as well. And because we saved some elixir, we were able to build such a big push. Now, I didn't get as much damage as I would have liked. I guess that's okay. I honestly was expecting to get more, but he defended that, I have to say, pretty well. So a good defense on his part. His electric spirits and just everything overall are getting him a lot of value. Blocked that flying machine there, and he is going to go for a fireball there. Okay, so hopefully we can take out this flying machine without too much trouble. I'm going to have to pressure here. I feel like he was aggressive with those recruits. We just need to go in, I think. He's going to go for the bar barrel and then an electro spirit. I guess that's okay. We're going to get a tiny bit of chip damage. We forced some elixir out of him. Good enough. Guess we'll baby dragon here. I'm actually going to go for a cage, and then we're going to ice wizard as well to help clean this up because he just sent in that fireball. So, yeah, Guess we'll pressure with a graveyard again, and he is going to give us this free fireball value, which we're obviously going to go ahead and take. So that's going to make the game a lot closer. The only issue now is this hog push. Let's see if we can tornado it back and then go for, yeah, this could be GG. So, first loss, not bad. I don't mind losing that for it being the first one. I think we maybe shouldn't have taken all that damage early on. We possibly should have tried to wait until a better opportunity to activate our king tower where we wouldn't have taken as much damage, because that could have kind of backfired. Like, yeah, we got that king activation, but we took like 1,200 damage or something like that, which might have been a little more than I should have been willing to take. Overall, though, like, it was a good game. I think also there were maybe a couple times I should have just defended better overall, or maybe I was too aggressive and I should have just waited until triple elixir to go all out. But, like, bottom line is, I mean, he played it well, and even though I have Fireball, those Fireball baby cards can, like, you can see, like, be kind of annoying and overwhelm me. But anyway, let's search for the next one. Okay, here we go, guys. We found our next game. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Michael. No, it's not Michael. It has to be Miguel, I think. Miguelito, I want to say. Sounds like a Spanish name. So I'm just going to chill, see what this guy wants to do. With this starting hand, I don't think you should cycle anything until Dull. Like, I just don't think you should cycle anything. Because if you cycle a baby dragon, it could be bad because they could just, like, ignore it, like, I don't know, or just play something, get value and counter push off of it. Obviously, I'm not going to cycle a Fireball, obviously I'm not going to cycle a Tornado, and obviously I'm not going to go for, like, a naked Graveyard first play of the game. So, nothing I can do here except wait. I may even consider, like, editing out the time I'm waiting, but then again, then you would miss what I just said now about, like, explaining why I'm waiting. So then again, I don't know, like, I guess if you guys, let me know in the comments, would you prefer to leave this in if I'm ever waiting until double elixir, or would you guys like to see my explanation as to, like, why I'm waiting, so you can actually, like, learn, like, okay, this is why he's waiting? Because I feel like if I don't show this, you guys might think, like, oh, you know, I'm not going to wait, I'm just going to go baby dragon or whatever. But I think it's important to understand why you're waiting here. At least that's my thought process. Let me know if it's just boring and you guys want me to just skip until we're actually playing stuff. I'll leave that up to you guys, but I think this time I'll keep it in, because before I ask, you know, I don't know. I don't know what you guys prefer or not. Anyway, here we go. 10 seconds to go. When we get into this point, I will go ahead and cycle my baby dragon in the back when there's 3 seconds left, or 2, because you want to play it before double. You get a free elixir before they react to it. You see right there, we get 2 free elixir before he reacted to it. So that I like doing it before the opponent does. We can actually go for a knight here. He's gonna go for a mortar. Okay, so mortar. Mortar graveyard potentially, actually, because we see that he's got the mortar and he's got that alright, so let's bar barrel here to distract. He might have a freeze, and if that's the case, I'll probably... Alright, let's actually tornado this Inferno Drag in here. Go for like a cage like that. And this might be a little annoying for him here. You see the baby dragon's going to splash on the tower. And we can actually fireball this, I think. Oh, wow. That, I don't know. I don't like that play on his end there at all. That felt very aggressive. We're going to get a cage down, so the mortar ends up continuing to not shoot the tower after the knight doesn't distract it anymore. I do not like that play on his end that he just did. That mortar did not feel very good at all. So we're going to go ahead and fireball here, and then we're actually going to go for a graveyard. He is going to let it get tanked for. I was thinking maybe he would block at the bridge with a knight. That was not the case. It's very nice to know that he has arrows, so that way we can just get so much value out of our like Ice Wizard and stuff like that, and even our Baby Dragon, because I feel like in this matchup, his arrows don't get too much value besides the, you know, against maybe the graveyard itself, but besides that, I just think overall our Fireball you've been noticing is getting more value for us. So I'm going to set up a cage here. He's maybe going to take a hit from the Baby Dragon. Looks like he decides not to. I'm going to go Ice Wizard, and yeah, we'll see kind of like what he wants to do. We'll probably pressure here a little bit, because that mortar kind of did nothing for him in my opinion. We're definitely going to Fireball this. This is going to be really nice. Fireball on top of the cannon cart. Wow, look at that. I don't know what is going on, if this guy's like a little tilted or something, but this is not, in my opinion, the way he should be playing this matchup. He's going in for like naked graveyards with nothing supporting it. And we can tornado just to get rid of those skeletons, I think. We're going to go for a cage. And as long as we don't lose like our whole tower off of, you know, one graveyard push, we should be okay. I'm going to Baby Dragon and get my my best answer down for that. We're going to go for that. And he is going to have... a Fireball, but he just didn't use it the whole game. Huh. Very, very interesting. So, GG, I'm actually going to check his profile. I think he's... I think he's on a little bit of a tilt, if I had to guess. I'm just curious to check. I just want to check, because I'm curious. A little bit. 7,800. Not as bad as I thought. Okay, we'll go for one last game. Try to get 7,600. Win or loss, this will be our last one. Been a good video so far. We've won 4 games and only lost 1. So yeah, last one. See you guys when I find it. Okay, here we go versus Dark Angel. Final game of the video. Dark Angel, actually really good player from Spain. He actually made it into the CRL top 8. I think it might have been last month. He actually used to play, if I remember correctly, when there was this Team CRL format. He used to be on Team Incase like 3 years ago, I want to say. It's kind of some fun facts about him. We can go ahead and cycle a Bar Barrel just to get things rolling. Like, Bar Barrel, I'm fine cycling. It's way different than a Baby Dragon, right? Like, a Baby Dragon, I would not recommend cycling. Bar Barrel's completely different. You know, that's safe to cycle. That's perfectly fine. So, here we go. We can actually go and cycle a Baby Dragon now, because we already have an Ice Wizard down, and he cycled a card anyway. So you know, that's fine. We can now start playing some things. It's just the very first play of the game. I don't think it's a good idea to just cycle a baby dragon for no reason. So, okay, he's going to go for a graveyard here. Oh. I will say that was not my best night. I'm definitely going to graveyard here, though, because he spent a lot of elixir. I don't know how much we're going to get out of this graveyard, but we have to. I mean, Mother Witch is just going to come down, and that's going to, unfortunately, because we didn't have enough for a Fireball, that is going to get a lot. A lot of value. Yeah. We're going to have to let that go for a Desperation Knight at the bridge. I don't... Yeah, it's so sad. Yeah, when someone goes Mother Witch, and if you can't kill the Mother Witch right away, like if they go for Mother Witch on your graveyard, that's kind of the saddest interaction. You know what? I just yeah, good game. Good game. We lost. It's already over. I'm just not gonna, you know, I've already suffered enough. Just, you know, I don't like. I never give up, but like I mean, come on, we weren't gonna come back. It's just. Oh, that was so painful. I just, you know, I had to end the suffering. That was just, it was too much for me to take in after that Mother Witch got that much value against their graveyard. 38, whatever. It's fine. Good video. You know, hope you guys enjoyed it. We lose 2 games. We do end up winning 1, 2, 3, 4 games. So, good video. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that because a lot of you were requesting graveyard. This will be the last couple videos of the season. I might not even upload last day of the season if I'm busy, like really focusing, but I think if the next videos I upload will be most likely on RG, maybe 2 uploads in a row on RG, just so I can be like high up, because it's like, in my opinion, best deck in the meta. I'm really good with it too, so just be ready for that. And yeah, I'll try to get the best finish I can. I'm going to be playing a ton the last couple days of the season, so much, especially because I don't have school to worry about. But yeah, that's going to be it. Make sure to like the video if you guys enjoyed it, subscribe if not subscribed already. Yeah, and yeah, help me reach my goal, trying to get 100,000 subs by the end of the year. Not going to be easy at all, but we're going to do our best. You know, I like challenging myself. 100,000 might be unrealistic, but we'll see. We'll see if I can get it. I'll try to put out better content too, so I'll be doing my part. But anyway, that's going to be it. Thanks again. Until next time, guys.